everybody here?
I'm good. It's my birthday, as you guys know. Happy birthday! I've had such a good morning. Everybody's been so nice, and it's great. Yeah.
Aside from the fantasticness that is your birthday, I know that your new song, Still Here, came out.
Yes.
And I was curious, what was the inspo behind it?
Okay, so I first actually wrote the lyrics to that song in 1998. It was right after my mother passed away. I was engaged to be married, and that sort of went the wrong way. And my life felt like it had just fallen apart completely. And I wrote those lyrics. I wrote that song on my guitar. And then about a year ago, 2 years ago. Oh my gosh, how long has it been now? 2 years ago, when we lost JDF, I resurfaced those lyrics, and I just felt like they had so much meaning now that they resonated with me, and in a different way, because it had been 20 years since I first wrote that, and to see how far I've come as a person emotionally, and just like, I don't know, they just really hit home for me again. So I pulled them back out, and I actually recorded them for the first time.
It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
curious,
called
like,
Still Here. It's out now. You guys can
really
hear it on
great.
it's on like Spotify or whatever you listen to. You can listen to it. It's out.
I'm curious, with all the hats that you wear, what does music creatively fulfill for you that maybe the other parts don't?
Yeah, I've always kept music as sort of a cathartic hobby, I guess I would call it. I never pursued it to be a rock star. I just love writing music. And as I circle around from writing screenplays now, or sometimes painting, or whatever other creative things I'm doing, I always come back to music. And I have a piano in my living room, and my guitars, and sometimes as some of you guys know, I like to just go on IG Live and just start playing music and singing, and so it's always been sort of this place, like this really personal place for me.
So obviously the music, the filmmaking, the writing, what made you want to kind of wear multiple hats? Did you always know you wanted that in this kind of world of entertainment, or?
I think I get bored very quickly. I get super restless as well, and I think I didn't truly find my real passion, which is directing, until 10 years ago, after I finished a series called Flashpoint, and I shot my Joe Van Ginkel over there, and I shot my first short film, and I realized, oh my God, I love directing. Like, every part of my personality comes alive, and I felt like this is exactly what I'm meant to be. So I started writing more to get to those acting jobs, and then through that process I discovered, oh, I really love writing as well, and I'm actually kind of good at it. So it's writing and directing for me, really, at this point in my life, because it changes, that really lights me up and makes me very passionate.
Do they also challenge you the most, those two positions, or does it feel like maybe the singing or the acting are the more challenging parts of like the different hats?
Writing is very challenging because it's a lonely process, but I love it. So yes, if you were to ask me to go act tomorrow, that would be way more challenging, because I've sort of lost that that drive for that, where all my drive and passion is in filmmaking at this point. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I want to take it back. We heard from the audience, like, you were a lot of people's first kind of hero, and we are in this like era of girl power, women taking over, and I think for a lot of us, Kimberly was like the first girl we ever saw that was like, I don't have time to wait for somebody to come rescue me. I'll fix it myself. So when you think about your legacy, what does that mean to you?
It's crazy, you guys. I think maybe because it's my birthday right now, I feel a little emotional. But yeah, honestly, like when I got that job 30 years ago, however long ago it was, it wasn't my intention. It was my first acting gig. But to have that role means so much to so many people. And 30 years later, these children are now adults that come to me at my table and tell me their story or how much it meant. And it's such a gift in my life. It's just been such a blessing. And that's all I can say. It's like it's just a really cool. I feel very lucky.
I mean, I have to ask, as a slightly and deeply unserious elder millennial who is geeking out right now that we're here and using all of my restraint not to do something weird, what has been like your favorite or maybe craziest fan interaction with those kids that grew up that you're like, oh, okay, all right.
I don't know, crazy or weird. I don't know. You know what? I've had some of the most like really emotional moments with people when they come up and they tell me that, you know, maybe their parents were going through a divorce when they were younger and I was like their best friend. Or I feel like I'm a lot of you guys' babysitter. Right?
Yeah.
So there's that. I mean, all the interactions that I have with people usually is just super heartfelt and a lot of times super emotional too. And that's pretty cool to have been there for so many people without even knowing that I'm there. And it's not me, it's actually my character that I play, right? So I feel super lucky to have been given the chance to play Kimberly.
Well, I mean, I have to say, just as a point of privilege, like at my big age now, in my 30s, whenever my family asks me, what do I want to do for my birthday, I still say I want to jump out of a plane on a snowboard. I don't know how to snowboard and I'm afraid of heights, but for some reason, I still want the opening sequence of the Power Rangers movie every single time, so exactly. But I'm also curious, there's now a Felicity Rewatch podcast, and I'm sure with that are coming like new fans as well. What is it like when kind of a new generation or a new group find you and you get the opportunity to reintroduce yourself again?
Oh yeah, you know what? I don't even know. I don't know because the people that I meet at conventions, they seem like longtime fans. Although a lot of times you guys come with your children too, who actually like love. That's always like very, very surprising to me when somebody from a different generation is like in love with Power Rangers or Felicity or I don't know how to answer that question honestly. It's like I feel very lucky as an actor. I moved to Los Angeles when I was 21 years old, got Power Rangers like 6 months later, and never stopped working until I decided to stop working as an actor in 2012 and focus on writing and directing. I was super blessed with I just kept getting all these roles, and it was a really, really fruitful ride for me as an actor.
I've always been curious, is there a different Ranger, if you were given the chance, you would have loved to have been?
Maybe I would want to be Billy. Oh, by the way, October 30th, me and David Yost are going to read MMPR The Return, issue number 4, together. Do you guys know I wrote a comic book? Yeah, so me and David like to read the issues online. I don't know if you've caught that at all on IG Live. He likes to wear wigs and different things. But anyway, we're going to read issue number 4, which we haven't done yet, on October 30th. And I told him I wanted to play Billy, but he said I wasn't allowed to.
I think that's kind of iconic. He should totally
Right?
know it. I mean, really.
Yeah. So you guys have to tune in. 7 o'clock Eastern Time, October 30th. We're going to read the whole issue number 4, which is the comic book I wrote with my boyfriend about what if all the original Rangers had stayed together, where would they be now? And it's quite an emotional 4-issue episode of just that.
Like when you think about kind of the legacy of what you created, like you said, multi-hyphenate, the place that you hold in pop culture, what do you hope people kind of take away? Like if you could write the script for what people are like, Amy Jo Johnson, what would that be?
So I have 2 features that I've just written. one is called What We Become, and that's more of like an erotic thriller, kind of fun. And then the other one is Ends of the Earth, and that's a romance. And honestly, to answer that question, I like going to a movie that is entertaining and just either makes me laugh or cry or just brings me on a roller coaster of a ride. And that's what I want to do. I just want to like write something and make something and direct something that just is a lot of fun in either a cathartic way or a surprising way or a sexy way or whatever it is. Just like make it like a fun ride. I think that's what movies are supposed to be.